Another shocking case to bring to your attention this morning. This one really takes the biscuit. It really does. The headline here, I'll just get straight into it. No messing around. Locked up trans woman, aka man, jailed for 3 years over a sex attack on a teenage boy in a Dublin laneway. Oisin Clark, prosecuting, said the victim wants to remain anonymous, but had no issue with the defendant being named. And here he is, Ronaldo Otto. Ronaldo Otto, aka Samantha Otto, standing clasping his hands together with his wig, sunglasses on, and a little bit of lipstick, painted nails, and all that. 63 years of age. 63. Said he's been jailed for 3 years for assaulting a teenager in a Dublin laneway. And it's worth noting that Ronaldo is no stranger to this type of business, having had a previous conviction for throwing boiling water over someone else that rejected his approaches. But allowed to remain in Ireland, of course, being a Filipino, having fallen on hard times and working on the streets, hard upbringing, mental health issues, all that business, all plays into this. So that's Ronaldo. Ronaldo Otto, aka Samantha, of Grosvenor Square, Rathmines, was found guilty by a Dublin Circuit Criminal Court jury last May of assaulting the 18-year-old on October the 26th, 2022. The victim wishes to remain anonymous but has no issue with the defendant being named. Good. Reading the victim impact statement to the court, the injured party said he had just left secondary school and just turned 18 at the time of the assault. I was forever changed after that. He said, I'm 21, but I can't get that time back again. There you have it from the victim himself. And there's another picture of Ronaldo wearing his mask. No sunglasses this time. He said he hoped he could get closure. This is the victim and move on with his life. Thank the Gardaí for getting him through a hard time. Teenager had came into Rathmines station, alleged that he had been assaulted. Injured party said he was halfway down a lane, was wearing a set of headphones, listening to music when two females passed by. One of the females stopped at the top of the lane and beckoned in this direction. No, Otto is a man. He was not sure if he was being called because he had his headphones in. The injured party said Otto almost immediately grabbed him by the crotch, basically, through his trousers. He told him to back away. He moved away, but Otto offered to perform an act on him, and he declined. Very generous of Otto, or should I say Samantha. At that point, the injured party took out his mobile phone and recorded some of it. There was another attempt to grab him. He told Otto to go away. The injured party said he was in shock. I'm sure he was. Big Otto coming at you down the alleyway, trying to grab you. Gardaí identified him from CCTV of the lane and a warrant was issued. He was detained in the usual fashion and interviewed on 2 occasions. But Otto, of course, tried to turn the story around and said that it was him that was assaulted. Of course he did. Listen to this. The court heard Otto has one previous for assault causing harm on April 27th, 2019, which was 3 years before he grabbed this teenage boy. He got a suspended sentence On October the 20th, 2020, boiling water was thrown over an injured party who rejected Otto's advances. So he had already tried to assault someone else who refused him, knocked him back, and then he threw boiling water on him. That didn't even warrant a jail sentence. Suspended sentence. Back onto the streets of Ireland. The court heard Otto is a male transitioning to a female. No, he's a man. That's it. It doesn't matter what he does. He'll always be a man. Get a piece of paper if he wants and mutilate his body, but that's still going to be a man. Judge Codd asked if the transition was complete, and the Garda said, no, it's not. I thought it would have been pretty quick operation to transition, but Otto's been dragging it out for years. Otto accepted the verdict of the jury. He said his client is 63, originally from Philippines, and left school early to work. I'll bet he did. Client owned and operated a salon, but he came to Ireland in 2011 to work with a Filipino girl. Difficulties with his vocal cords caused his client to have no voice. No voice? Well, he had a voice. He certainly had a voice in that alleyway when he was making advances to that young Irish fella. So his difficulty with his vocal cords, had to stop working, faced severe difficulties, and then began working on the streets. He was the victim of robbery and attempted suicide. So this is a sob story for Otto, who's got a criminal record. Certainly, this is the second time that he's tried to accost and grab someone unwantedly. First person got boiling water thrown on him. This young lad had to run. He had to run for it. A document from Ruhama, an NGO providing support to sex workers, was handed into court. He'd been attending an adult education service and a hairdressing course. So what? So what? Counsel said Otto was biologically male and has been transitioning for a number of years, having had breast augmentation and using a hormone patch 3 times a week, and he has diabetes, so we'll have to be careful. Mr. Levert handed in 2 newspaper articles written by journalist Conor Gallagher saying there was still no formal model of how to deal with transgender prisoners, where they should be housed. Very simple. If you're a man, you go into a man's prison. If you're a woman, you go into a woman's prison. It's really simple. And if you don't like that and you're not comfortable with those arrangements, well, then don't commit crimes that are going to get you locked up in prison. Simple. It's really easy. I don't want to go to prison. I don't want to go to prison, so I don't commit crimes. I don't want to get locked up with a load of men that I don't know, sharing a cell with them, showering facilities. So guess what? I don't commit crimes. It's called a deterrent. You should think about these things first. Counsel said these people like our Otto, are currently held in E-wing of Limerick Prison, held up to 23 hours a day in their cells. Well, you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Mr. Levert asked court to take into account of issues around trans prisoners. No, it's a man, dresses up as a woman. That Otto was a foreign national with no family. Too bad. Go home. Go home to the Philippines. If you're feeling lonely, go home. That's where you started off. You had a salon in the Philippines. So go back there if if you're lonely, no family here, it's getting to you. Go home. It's like if I left Ireland, went to live in Spain, and I got lonely and a little bit lonesome because all my family were back in here, I would come home, wouldn't I? The judge asked what level of English Otto had. Counsel said an interpreter was used for trial. If he can't talk, sure, it wouldn't need an interpreter anyway, would you? Surely you would need sign language. None was used for the sentencing hearing. Well, he's been here for, 10 years or more? You'd like to think you could pick up a little bit of English by now. He certainly knew how to communicate non-verbally with that young lad in the alleyway. Maybe he doesn't need to speak. Otto grew up under difficult circumstances, and there was evidence in that regard. Yeah, a lot of people listening to this video right now probably have grown up under difficult circumstances as well, had a hard life, had a tough life, maybe had a brutal life, but you're not running around grabbing people in alleyways. Judge said there was no violence. Oh, that makes it okay then. Luckily for that young lad, unlike the previous victim who had boiling water thrown on them, the actions of the accused amounted to gross violation of his bodily integrity. He was assaulted. Touching was aggravated by lewd language. Lewd language? I thought this guy couldn't speak English very well and he had trouble with his voice. Seems to be he can turn it on and off. Otto has not expressed remorse. Of course he hasn't. Previous conviction for assault causing harm was not the same type of offence, but it related to rejected advances. Well, again, is that supposed to make it okay? So this is the story. Let me know what you think. Should this person get preferential treatment in prison? Should we make an exception for Otto or Samantha? Or should they be kicked out of Ireland and sent back to the Philippines? Because they've had multiple strikes against them and it doesn't look like they're contributing anything whatsoever to Irish society. Leave me your thoughts, comments, and opinions below. Share this video if you feel like it. Leave me a comment. For now, I'm Rick Munn. This is No Risk, No Reward. Over and out.